See, today we will complete accounts payable.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, we have to do it from the basic settings every time, sir.
No, no,
When with the installations.
no. Not necessary to do every time from basic settings. When the server is
Oh,
connected and only when the new server is installed, then only we have to start from the beginning. But the server is
okay, sir.
going on good, right? You can continue.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
See, terms of payment, cash discount. So till now, we have been using the payment terms 0001, which means payment immediately. But sometimes the vendors may give different payment terms, and when you make the payment to vendor within the stipulated period, we get some cash discount. In that case, the cash discount is to be transferred to cash discount received account. That is called payment terms with the cash discount. For example, one vendor is there and he has given 30 days credit. And if you make the payment to vendor in 30 days, he will give us some cash discount. So we have paid in 30 days, then we get some cash discount. Then the cash discount is transferred to cash discount received account. So for that, we need to do some configuration. That configuration I'm going to show you now. See, maintenance of terms of payments. I told we can maintain our own payment terms. We can maintain our own payment terms. So how to maintain our own payment terms? Transaction code is not there. Please add the transaction code OBB8. One second. Transaction code OBB8. See, these are the payment terms which are already defined in the system. So till now we have been using the payment terms 0001, which means payable immediately due net. Now I want to define our own payment terms. In that case, click on new entries, payment terms, give some name, let us say 3366. I am using our company code name. Sales text is equal to 20 days 3%, 30 days 2%, and 45 days due net. So this is the description of the payment terms. Means if you make the payment to vendor in 20 days, he will give us 3% cash discount. Otherwise, if you make the payment to vendor in 30 days, he will give us 2% cash discount. Otherwise, you can make the payment in 45 days. In that case, you don't get any cash discount. This is only just the description of the payment terms. The terms are not defined. In the next fields, we define the terms. Then under account type, select customer and vendor. Means these payment terms can be used both for vendors and customers. Suppose if you want to restrict the use of these payment terms only to vendor, in that case you deselect customer. If you want to use these payment terms only for customer, then you deselect vendor, select customer. But generally, every payment terms will be created as it can be used both for vendors and customers. Now, here, look at the screen. Default for baseline date. In our material, I set to select no default. Now, what the important thing is, what is the baseline date? The date from which the credit period is calculated to determine the due date. Baseline date means the date from which the credit period is calculated to determine the due date, right? So in that case, and one more thing I told you that the baseline date is defaulted from the payment terms master record. This is called payment terms master record. From here, the baseline date is defaulted. Means if you select no default, at the time of posting the invoice, the system will not default any baseline date. User has to enter manually. Now, if you select posting date, the posting date is defaulted as baseline date. Means this 20 days, 30 days or 45 days is calculated from posting date. Clear? Suppose if you select a document date, then document date will be defaulted as baseline date and this 20 days, 30 days, 45 days is calculated from document date. So what is the difference between if you select posting date as default baseline date and document date as default baseline date? Let us take one example. See, we have placed an order with the New York vendor and the New York vendor has dispatched the goods on 1/12/2017. This is called what? Document date. And we are in Washington. So today we have received the material. 6th December 2017. Today we have received the material and today we have posted the entry. This is called posting date. Clear? Now, vendor has given 30 days credit. Vendor has given 30 days credit. Now, if you select posting date as baseline date, this 30 days will be calculated from 6th December. Accordingly, we make the payment on 5th January 2017. So vendor will get the payment on 5th January. You think as a vendor. Now you think as a vendor. When did you dispatch? 1st December. But you are getting the payment on 5th January. For how many number of days you are getting payment? 35 days. So posting date is not acceptable to you as being taken as default baseline date. Clear? Okay. We have selected document date as baseline date. In that case, this 30 days will be calculated from 1st December. Accordingly, you have to make the payment on 30th December 2017. But when did you receive the material? 6th December. Now you are making the payment on 30th December. Means you are making the payment 6 days before. It's not acceptable to us. I hope everybody is following the difference. In that case, which one is to be selected as baseline date? Please remember, always we select document date as baseline date. Because suppose if you sell the goods to a customer, you prefer to take document date only as baseline date, right? And similarly, at the time of entering the agreement with the vendor, right? Sorry, at the time of purchasing the goods from the vendor, generally we sign one agreement. This is in the case of regular vendors. So that agreement clearly specifies that, vendor clearly specifies that we are not responsible for any delay in the transit and your credit period will start from document date only, or your credit period will start from the day we dispatch the goods. That's why generally document date will be taken as baseline date. But in our class I told you to select no default. Then entry date. Entry date means system date. So if you select entry date, system date will be taken as the default baseline date. Means this 30 days, 20 days or 45 days will be calculated from entry date. Clear? So these are the different options available for baseline date. Then term is equal to 1, percentage 3, number of days 20. Percentage 2, term 2, percentage 2, number of days 30. Term 3, no percentage, number of days 45. So here this is called first payment term, second term, third term. That's why these are called payment terms. So according to SAP standard functionality, a payment term can contain maximum only 3 terms. We cannot define 4 terms. Suppose if you want to define fourth term, we have to take the help of the ABAP consultant. He can add the fields here. Click on Save. Now, if you make the payment to vendor according to stipulated period, right, the vendor will give us some cash discount. That cash discount has to be transferred to cash discount received account. So we have to create one GL account, cash discount received account, and that has to be assigned for automatic postings. See the step number 2, creation of GL account, cash discount received account. The word received is missing. Please add creation of GL account, cash discount received account. Transaction code FS00. Cash discount received account I am taking as part of other incomes. So for the other incomes, we have defined the number ranges 3,100,000 to 3,199,000. So I am taking 3,150,000. Now company code is equal to 3366. Go to menu GL account create. Account group is equal to other incomes. Select P&L statement account. Short text is equal to cash discount received account. Short text is equal to cash discount received account. GL account long text is also cash discount received account. Go to control data tab. Account currency USD. Select only balances in local currency. Select line item display. Sort key 001. Go to create bank interest tab. Field status group G001. Click on save. Now see the next step. Assignment of cash discount account for automatic postings. Transaction code OBXU. So if you assign the cash discount received account for automatic postings, the system automatically reduces the cash discount and that will be transferred to cash discount received account when you are making the payment using automatic payment program. Transaction code OBXU. Chart of accounts 3366. Chart of accounts 3366. Click on enter. See transaction SKE. This is called business transactions. So the business transaction is cash discount received. That cash discount received business transaction is identified with the identification SKE. So for SKE, we assign the GL account. So click on save. The account is 3,150,000. Click on save. Now let us post one invoice. Let us see how to use these payment terms. So for that, let us post one invoice F-43. Document date is 7/12/2017. Type is KR. Company code 3366. Posting date 7/12/2017. Period 12. Currency USD. Posting key 31. Account is 1,05,001. Oh, yes. Account is 1,05,001. Click on enter. Amount is 10,000. Business area 0001. Sorry. Business area 3366. Now look at the screen, please, everybody. Here, payment terms 0001. Why it is defaulted? Because in the vendor master record 1,05,001, we have assigned the payment terms 0001. Why we have assigned the payment terms 0001? On the assumption that this vendor gives always this payment terms. You know that master record means always permanent data. So always this vendor requires the payment immediately. That's why we have assigned the payment terms 0001 in the master record. So it is defaulted there. But even though this vendor requires the payment always immediately, only for this invoice only, he is giving the 3366 payment terms. Again, I'm repeating. Even though this vendor requires the payment always immediately, only for this invoice, he is giving these payment terms. In that case, you can remove this and you can change the payment terms. Clear? Suppose this vendor 1,05,001 gives always these payment terms 3366. In that case, we can assign these payment terms in the master record. Clear? So payment terms is equal to 3366 within brackets. New payment terms created. New payment terms created. Other things are as usual. Text being goods purchased. Text being goods purchased. Posting key 40. Account is 2,120,000. Click on enter. See the warning message given by system. Terms of payment changed check. So the system wants to verify if you have changed the payment terms by mistake or by intention. If you change the payment terms by mistake, you can rectify here. Again, you can remove, you can give the required terms of payment. But here, you have changed the payment terms by intention. So you can ignore the warning message. So after clicking on enter, you can write one sentence if you want. Ignore the warning message. Ignore warning message. Amount is equal to asterisk. Business area 3366. Text plus. Click on save. Now, here you can make the payments in two ways. One is manual payment. So if you are issuing the check manually, the user always has to verify before making the payment. I'm talking. When you are making the payment manually or when you are issuing the check manually to vendor, before writing the check, the user will verify if any cash discount is there. Then if any cash discount is there, he will reduce the cash discount, and for the remaining amount only, he will prepare the check and he will issue the check. Then the remaining amount is to be transferred to cash discount received account while posting the manual entry. But when you are executing the payment program to make the payment to vendor, if any cash discount is there, system automatically reduces the cash discount and that is transferred to cash discount received account automatically. So here the assumption is we are issuing the check, we have issued the check manually. Outgoing payment F-53. Document date is 7/12/2017. Type is KZ. Company code 3366. Posting date 7/12/2017. Period 12. Period 12. Currency USD. Currency USD. Under bank data, account is 2,101,000. Business area 3366. Amount is 9,700. Amount is equal to 9,700 within brackets. Invoice amount minus cash discount received. Invoice amount minus 3% cash discount received. Text being payment to vendor. Text being payment to vendor. Under operatum selection, account is 1,05,001. Click on process open items. Look at the screen, please. Here, cash discount is automatically taken to cash discount received account. And the amount entered 9,700. Invoice amount is 10,000. So keep the cursor on amount entered. Double click on invoice amount. See, not ascend has become 0. Here, invoice amount is minus, cash discount minus. So invoice amount minus cash discount is 9,700. That is the amount due on the invoice, right? Then amount entered is also 9,700. So both are equal, right? That's why it will accept immediately. Click on save. And see, cash discount received account is created with 300. And this is the blue line item. You know that whenever you notice any blue line item, some information is due there, right? So double click on the blue line item. Text is equal to being cash discount received. Click on save. That's how we can configure for the cash discount. Then purchase returns. Purchase returns. Here, sometimes when the goods are not up to the quality standards, we have the right to return them. That is called purchase return. So when you post the purchase return, an accounting document is posted. An accounting document is posted, right? So the document type for the purchase return document is KG. So for KG, we have to define the number ranges. Very simple. Transaction code as usual, OBS 7. Define number ranges for document type, OBS 7. Click on position, document type KG, click on enter. Select KG document type. See, KG vendor credit memo. Select KG document type. Click on details button. See the number range number 17. And see the material what I have written there. Note that the number range for KG document type is also 17, which has already been defined earlier, KA. If you remember, we have defined the number ranges for KA already. So the number range number for KA also 17. So for 17, we have linked the number ranges, right? So those number ranges are also applicable to kg. Just to tell you this point, I have given you the first step. See, here, if you go to KA, document type KA, see, for KA also 17 and KG also 17. So the number range what you have defined for 17 is applicable to KA and KG. Now, posting of purchase written document, F-41. Document date is 7/12/2017. Type is KG. Company code 3366. Posting date 7/12/2017. Period 12. Currency USD. Posting key 21. Within brackets. Debit for vendor for purchase return. Posting key 21. Debit for vendor for purchase return. Vendor is equal to 1,05,001. Click on enter. Amount is 2,000. Business area 3366. Text being goods returned. Text being goods returned. Posting key 50. Posting key 50. The account is equal to 2,120,000. Inventory of raw material account. See, actually, we have to create one GL account, purchase returns account. So that purchase returns account is to be entered here. But just like that, I am entering inventory of raw material account. So when you return the goods, right, the inventory of raw material account is to be reduced, you know. So I am creating inventory of raw material account. The account is 2,120,000. Click on enter. The amount is asterisk. Business area 3366. Text plus. Okay. Text plus. Click on save. That's how we can push the purchase return. Now let us display the vendor line items. It is not there in the material. I'm just showing you vendor line items. So there is a debit to open item in the vendor account. How it is adjusted? How it is adjusted? Suppose if the vendor replaces the goods. So when you return the goods, there are different scenarios how that return of goods is processed. So when you return the goods to vendor, the vendor may replace the damaged goods. So when he is replacing the damaged goods, he sends the goods with the delivery note, with the purchase invoice 0 amount. Then that purchase invoice is posted. That will be shown as credit item. So debit is equal to credit. We can clear them in F-44. This is one scenario. Another scenario is next time you purchase 10,000 goods from the vendor. Then he said, already you have returned 2,000 worth of goods. So in this invoice, you pay 8,000 rupees. I'm sorry, $8,000. So you have paid $8,000. Then how to process it? So when you pay $8,000, actually how much is the invoice amount? 10,000. So when you have paid 8,000, that is nothing but your part payment. So that part payment of 8,000 is made using partial payment method. that part payment of 8,000 made is posted in F-53 using partial payment method. So in the partial payment method, invoice amount and the part payment made are shown as open items, right? So already 2,000 open item is there. So 2,000 open item is debit, part payment is debit. Then invoice is credit. So the sum of part payment and goods returned 2,000 is equal to invoice amount. Then we can process, we can set up them or we can clear them in the transaction code F-44. That's how it is processed. So with this, our accounts payable is over. Now we start account receivables. But I think I did not send you the material for accounts receivables. But today I will explain only the theoretical part. So this account receivable is very similar to accounts payable only as far as the business process are concerned. Only the transaction codes are different and the business processes will flow in opposite direction. So in the accounts payable, you posted purchase invoice. In account receivable, you post sales invoice. In accounts payable, you posted payment made. In account receivable, you post payment received. Similarly, in accounts payable, you have posted advances to vendors. In account receivable, you post advances from customers. That's it. Only the transaction codes are different. But anyhow, I will explain all the concepts relating to master data creation. See, account receivable. This component is used to record and process the business transactions with customers. So here, from the accounting perspective, customers means not the consumers. Dealers, distributors, retailers, wholesalers, etc. etc. So these are the customers from the accounting perspective. We can design the balance confirmations, account statements, and other form of reports to suit the requirements. These are called subledger accounts and maintained in the principles of subsidiary ledger. So here, the account receivable is also called subsidiary ledgers, in which we can maintain the details of the business transactions with the customers. And the summary of these transactions are maintained in the general ledger in the reconciliation account. So the account receivable is also integrated with the general ledger through reconciliation account. So in order to process the business transactions for each customer, you have to maintain the master data. Again, every customer master record is identified with a number. So from where the number is to be taken? In the general ledger accounting, for the GL master record, from where the number was taken? From GL account group. In account receivable, from where the number was taken? From the vendor account group. Similarly, in account receivable, the number is taken from customer account group. As simple as that. So we have to create a customer account groups. For every customer account group, we have to assign the number ranges, right? Then under that customer account group, you have to create the master records. Very similar to accounts payable. Even as far as configuration is concerned, only the transaction codes are different. So what is the customer account group? Dealers for Washington, dealers for New York, dealers for California, and so on, right? So from the accounting perspective, right, customers means dealers, distributors, wholesalers, retailers, etc. etc. So based on the master data maintenance requirements, again, all the customers are grouped together. These are called customer account groups. For example, dealers for Washington, dealers for New York, dealers for Houston, dealers for Pennsylvania, etc. etc. And again, in the real time, this account receivable is integrated with the sales and distribution. This account receivable is integrated with the sales and distribution. So when the sales and distribution module is integrated with FI, then the sales invoice are processed from SD. FI end user will not post any sales invoice. SD end user only will post the sales invoice. In that case, this account receivable module is used to process the payments from customers, advance payments from customers, etc. Suppose if the SD is not implemented, then all the business transactions relating to customers are processed from FI only. Right? Now, specifications made in customer master records are used as default values. For example, if you remember, in every vendor master record, we have assigned the payment terms 0001. Then at the time of posting the invoice to that vendor, the payment terms 0001 is defaulted, no? Similarly, in the customer master record also, you make some specifications. Again, in the customer master record also, you assign the payment terms. Then the payment terms is automatically defaulted when you are posting the sales invoice to that customer, right? So as I said, this account receivable module is integrated with the sales and distribution module. Every customer master record contains the data under three segments: general data, company code data, sales data. But vendor master record contains the data under general data, company code data, purchase data, because the accounts payable is integrated with the purchase module. I mean materials management, right? So in the general data, it contains the information like name of the customer, his address, telephone number, contact person, etc. So this is stored at a client level so that it can be shared by all the customers. Suppose you have the three company codes and all the three company codes are selling the goods to the same customer. In that case, his name will be same, his address will be same, his contact person will be same, and tax information will be same. No, so like that, all the common data will be maintained in the general data, and the general data is automatically stored by the system in the company code segment. Sorry, general data segment. General data segment. Clear? So that it can be shared by all the company codes. In that case, it is enough if you maintain the data only once. Then company code data. This segment contains the data like reconciliation account, payment terms, and dunning procedure, etc. etc. Dunning procedure, etc. etc. What is dunning procedure? We will discuss later on. So, terms of payment. Suppose a customer is there and XYZ. So all our three company codes are selling the goods to the same customer XYZ. In that case, his general data will be same. But A company code is giving 10 days credit, B company code is giving 30 days credit, and C company code is giving 60 days credit. So different company codes may give different payment terms to the same customer. In that case, that information is stored in the company code data. That is called company code data or company code specific data. Then sales data. This segment contains the data like order probability, pricing procedures. This is used by the sales department of the company code. This we will discuss at the time of SD integration. So, as I said, customer account groups. So, based on the similarities of the master data maintenance requirements, the customers are grouped together, and these are called customer account groups. So, customer account groups. It control a number range to assign the account number for the customer master record created under the specified group, and which fields are required, optional, etc. in the individual master records created under the specified group. Means the field status for customer master records is controlled by customer account groups. Similar to field status for vendor master records is controlled by vendor account groups. If you remember, in every vendor account group, we have selected reconciliation account as required entry. So when you are creating the master record for the vendor under the respective vendor account group, the reconciliation account field has become mandatory field, no? Similarly, in the customer account groups also, you select some fields as required entry, some fields as suppressed, some fields as optional. In that case, whatever the fields you selected as required entry will become mandatory fields in the master records. Whatever the fields you have selected as optional in the account group will be shown as optional fields in the master records and so on. That is the meaning of this sentence. Clear? So this is the explanation to master data maintenance requirement. Sorry, master data of customer master records. Remaining things we will see tomorrow. Today, along with the recording, I will send you the material of account receivable today. Anil, you have any questions? Okay. Gadilinga, any questions?
Sir, while account determination in APP, bank account determination, we have mentioned that available amount, 20 lakh, like that.
Okay.
Okay. Is that, I mean, I didn't get about that point, sir.
No. See,
In the sense, for whole month, that will be the available amount, or what, sir?
no, always that is the available amount in that account ID.
Or till that amount, we can make a payment.
Yes. So the system will print the checks, right, till that amount. So once the total amount of the checks printed reaches that amount, right, system will stop. I mean, the printer is stopped.
Okay. One more check, can we print again, sir? After printing that, I mean, around, like, for example,
Yeah.
maximum amount is 2 lakh. We have printed one check, and if you want to print one more check, you can print it, right? No problem.
Yes, you can print it. That available amount is applicable only for that payment run.
Okay.
Himasailaja?
Sir, and one more thing.
Yes.
In bank folder, we have mentioned that two bank IDs.
Okay.
Which one will give which one will take a high priority? We have mentioned two bank IDs.
Yes, you give the priority, you define the priority, no?
No, house banks will give a priority, but
Okay.
IDs
IDs
in
also.
one bank, house bank. Okay, first one will take a first priority, right?
Yes, exactly. See here, for each combination of account ID and house bank, you are defining the priority.
Only thing is that we are not going to mention ranking. That's it in that bank account IDs.
Yeah, 1 second, I will show you.
I mean,
See, in the ranking order, right, for the combination of payment
yes,
method and house bank, you are giving ranking order, no? So here, we have given payment method check, house bank HSBCM. So in this house bank, for the payment method C, we have given the ranking order 1, right? Suppose you have the
yes, sir.
bank payment method also. In that case, payment method B, currency USD, rank order 2, house bank HSBCM. So at the first instance, you define the ranking order for each combination of a house bank and payment method. Clear?
Okay, yeah.
Any other questions?
Sir, you go to bank accounts. You go to bank accounts, sir. Here we are going to mention bank IDs, right, sir?
Yes.
If we have in a same house bank, we have two IDs, then it will take one by one, right? First one will prefer first payment, and the second one will take second payment, right?
Payment method.
Yeah, if we have mentioned same payment method, CC.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Got it. Thank you, sir.
Himasailaja, you have any questions? Okay. Khalid, Madhusudan. Okay. Chandrasekhar. Chandrasekhar. Purushottam. Okay. Roni, I'm coming to you, Chandrasekhar. I'm looking at your question. You have checked local currency. In that case, when the user are given discount, it takes only in local currency. Means even if you get the discount in foreign currency, that will be converted into company code local currency because of the settings you have done in the general ledger accounting. Chandrasekhar, clear? Yeah. And Roni, it's not possible to figure out which transaction code is to be used for which business transaction. You have to do the practice regularly, then only we can remember the transaction codes. And these transaction codes were already created in the software. You cannot change those transaction codes. Okay. Yes, there are nearly more than 1 lakh number of transaction codes are there in all the modules. Srinivas, you have any questions?
No, no.
Okay. Tafiq, okay. Teja, okay. Okay, then see you tomorrow same time. Good night and good day.